Hey there, Taurus. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be a ridiculous questions reading, and I always do that, but your first question is going to be, what is the fastest way to get rich? And you have this artist card. It says creative endeavors can help you improve your cash flow. And you also have this exploring card. It says you're exploring different potential paths to success. So creativity comes up for you quite a bit. There you go. You have the Empress, the card of creation. And, I think creating something or working on something new could be a good idea for you. Or again, if you are already in a creative field or you do something creative, that's always a good idea. With the exploring card there, I think that exploration is really kind of a fixed sign's best friend right now. So anything you can do to like explore new directions or new ideas, anything you can do to learn new things is really going to be very beneficial for you. And again, to me, this is like a fixed sign type of energy. So definitely something that I would look into here. And so that's that. I actually messed up real quick. So hold on one second. We're gonna go with it, and I'll fix it in a minute. So Taurus, in your first row for the fastest way for you to get rich. Again, you have the Empress. So I think that this is kind of continuing the message of creativity and learning how to create something. Normally she has 12 stars on her crown. In this deck, she has 13 for whatever reason. But it kind of represents all 12 signs of the zodiac. And what I would say here is that I think that for a lot of you, that you've learned a lot of lessons, and these lessons could have to do with whatever it is that you're creating. And, maybe like you've been learning how to like promote your art if you're an artist, but I don't think this is just about art. I think it's about creating something in the world. So maybe you've learned a lot about how to like nurture a business into success or your career into success. And there is something about that, like kind of nurturing Taurus energy that is going on here in this reading. So I think it would be very beneficial for you to learn as much as you can about how to like really take care of something and really nurture it, especially in regards to your finances or however you make money. I also feel the universe is trying to see if you're serious about something new. You have this Seven of Wands. It's kind of funny because I'm pretty sure it was Scorpio, another fixed sign, where I said like, what can you do to make something more legitimate? What can you do to make it more 3D? What can you do to, make your business idea or your art? What can you do to make it seem like you're taking it more serious, right? And I'm not saying you're not taking it serious, but it's like there are certain things that you could do maybe that would make it more legitimate, or that would make it more, would bring it more into this world. And I think the Three of Wands is asking you to look for ways to commit to what you're doing on a deeper level, especially in regards to work, and especially in regards to like whatever you're exploring, because you have that exploring card. The exploring card also says too many interests is making it difficult to narrow in on just one. So I think the Seven of Wands is also asking you to commit to one thing, make it happen. And like, trust me, I'm a Gemini moon, right? I used to be the type of person where it's like I tried 9,000 things at once and never worked. So I feel like I've said this to you before, Taurus, that, I split things up into quarters. I have like one big thing that I want to accomplish per quarter. And that's like the one thing I focus on, because then it still lets me do as much as I want really, or try as many things as I want, but it keeps me more focused and I get a lot more done. Again, when you try to focus on 9,000 things, I was getting nothing done every single year. And it's like now at least doing 4 big projects or 4 ideas, I get like 4 things done. Most of the ideas don't work, but again, having like one big win every couple years, because usually it's like, pretty much like 1 in 8 of my ideas works, right? It's like one big win every couple years totally changed my life. So, I'm a big fan of just like committing to one thing and making it happen. And then you're not limiting yourself. Again, I think what happens is when people have a lot of ideas, they get scared that they're, that maybe this idea will work, or maybe that idea will work, and maybe I should start with this one. So it's like when you say 1 per quarter, it's like you're still giving yourself a chance to try those other things that could potentially work. You have the Seven of Pentacles as well. Whenever I have 2 sevens in a reading like this, 2 sevens to me represents internal fears that don't exist. So it definitely would be a good time for you to release any fears or worries or concerns that you're having, about what it is that you do. So, I would let your fears go. That's really all I'm not really getting much on the Seven of Pentacles. I didn't even realize this. You also have the Seven of Swords right here. So these sevens, I don't know, they're kind of saying change to me, or they're kind of bringing this change energy into the reading. And that's really what I feel here. It's like 777. I'm pretty sure it's a number change. With the Empress, you have the Two of Pentacles juggling, right? Trying to do too much. It's really funny to me that the Empress card here is showing up, and the Empress, like, she doesn't really have to try hard to do anything. But like where I was going with this is that a lot of people have been getting the Empress in my readings recently, and I get that feeling of like that try hard energy, like trying to do something. And I almost feel that the Empress, Two of Pentacles here, Two of Pentacles right here as well, is kind of saying, like, don't try, you shouldn't have to try hard, right? I think that this is saying that if you're feeling like you're forcing something to work, then that is the wrong energy for you to be in. With the Seven of Wands, you have the Ten of Swords here. Yeah, you could be fearing walking away from something that's already working. So I feel for some of you that you are like juggling two things here. You could be juggling like a job and a business, or you could be wanting to juggle a job and a business, or a side hustle, or maybe you do something on the side. Seven of Wands really says when we commit to one thing, when we commit to making something happen, and we believe that it's going to work, it will work. So it's a card of conviction, and it's a card of like really believing that something's going to work. I think Kyle Cease, right? I had him on my podcast. He tells a story about how in his book, I hope I screw this up, how when he was doing comedy at the time, and he didn't really want to keep doing comedy, he wanted to do something else. And it's like once he made the commitment to quitting comedy, for example, and going straight towards speaking. I think he says in the book that he was speaking at colleges. He got all these opportunities and all these things opened up for him. Once he fully released the thing that was like not working. And that's popping into my head here for you with this energy. It's like, it's like once you make that full release, that's where the freedom and the success is going to come from. With the Seven of Pentacles, I feel like you're being guided towards success as well. So if you want to greatly increase your abundance, or, if you want to get rich, again, these readings are meant to be fun and just not serious, right? But if you're looking to get rich, here you go. I think you're already being led to something that will do that for you. Next, we're going to look at what are the animals trying to say to you here, Taurus. And you have this wolf spirit, and it says turn knowledge into wisdom. You also have the seahorse. It says watch and wait. Now, I've been pulling 3 of these cards for this row, and I messed up and I pulled tarot, although I don't think it was a mistake. So we're going to go with it. And I'm going to clarify it with the other animal deck instead of the tarot. So that's what we'll go backwards here. But I think that it is time for everyone to turn knowledge into wisdom. Again, I think that like the last 20 years, that we've all been to like spiritual college, we've all been learning things. And I think this next 20 years, like we have graduated and we need to show the world kind of like what we're made of. We need to show the world, have we really learned from our lessons, or are we going to continue to repeat those lessons? And I feel like that's what your animal spirit guides here are trying to say. You have the Two of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, and the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, Two of Pentacles, I feel, is kind of like the freedom or needing to set yourself free, like juggling between two ideas that you're working on in your life. And I feel like the Two of Pentacles, again, is saying when you make that full commitment, that's where the success is going to come in for you, is making the full commitment to like one thing that you do, that your heart is telling you to do. Empress energy, she is very heart-based. She really nurtures herself, and but she takes care of herself, right? So by doing things that you love to do, then you're taking care of yourself. And I feel like that's what this is saying. You have the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords can come up when people are taking things too seriously. Sure, it could be lying, cheating, stealing, whatever. But he has these polka dots on his cloak. And polka dots in the tarot can represent taking things too seriously, and needing to not take things too seriously, needing to be too playful, needing to realize that, most of the, I'll say this as well. It's like years ago I was like stuck and I was like doing nothing in my life. And so many of the the things that I made a big deal out of at the time just didn't even matter, even just like a year after I got out of it, right? It's like, most of the time when we make a big deal out of something, it's probably not that big of a deal, and you'll probably laugh about it later. And I kind of feel the Seven of Swords is saying that there are certain things, there are certain things that you could be, looking at, thinking about in your life. And it's like, they might seem like a big deal right now, but really are they? And the answer is probably not. You have the Knight of Pentacles here. So, again, it's my first day, so bear with me. But the Knight of Pentacles is about slow and steady progress. I think it's time for you to take bigger leaps, bigger risks, do bigger things. I also think it's like time to look at where you're holding yourself back. I'm not really getting traditional Knight of Pentacles energy off of this Knight of Pentacles. It's more saying to me that there are certain like blockages and barriers where you know you're holding yourself back, or you're not like putting yourself out there enough, or you're not taking a big enough risk. I do feel this is mostly in finance. So we're in regards to your finances. And I feel like it's saying that you know that there are like bigger swings of the bat that you could take. You know that there are bigger risks. It's funny. I was talking to someone the other day in my group about they have a podcast, and they were saying, oh, I'm going to start with small people instead of going for big people because it's easier. I'm like, yeah, but why not just start with big people? It's like plenty of big names will say yes to being on your podcast, even though no one's been on it. And so, I had to convince them, like, you should just yeah, you're going to have a lot of strikes, but it's like once you get that first big person, then they're all going to say yes. So I that's the best way I can describe the energy I get off of this Knight of Pentacles. I'm not saying you have a podcast, but what I am saying is, if you're doing something, I feel this is saying like go for those home runs. It's like, yeah, you're gonna have a lot of strikes. You're gonna strike out a bunch of times, but I think the home runs are gonna make up for it. And also then it's like then when you get that like one home run, it's like they're just gonna start stacking on top of each other. With the Two of Pentacles, you have the Cosmic Egg. Interestingly enough, the Cosmic Egg is, I'm going to put them this way just so they don't cover the rest of the reading, but the Cosmic Egg is very similar to the World card. They both kind of represent completion and completing a journey and finding success, or, even having some sort of like win or victory. And so I do feel like there is a victory coming in for you with this Cosmic Egg card. I also feel like it's kind of, like, again, I think it's like a home run type of reading. That's the best way I could describe it. With the Seven of Swords, you have the Bear. Yeah, funny, a lot of bear energy right now. I think that we're all needing to prepare for energy that's coming in. And I really need to switch these buttons here, Taurus. But what I would say is I think that, this could be a good time for you to like collect your energy. If you need to rest. And also that Seven of Swords is about having fun. Again, polka dots in the tarot represent needing to have fun. And I believe we have a fun bucket, right? Where if we don't fill our fun bucket, if we don't go do things that we enjoy, then we are not operating at our best energy. Because if we've only been working or haven't been enjoying ourselves, that's where things start to kind of collapse, right? And so I feel like this is saying you need more fun, more enjoyment in your life. With the Knight of Pentacles, you have the Octopus. The Octopus is about, in this deck, the Octopus is about kind of reaching your tentacles into darkness, kind of exploring your boundaries and seeing where your boundaries are. I kind of do feel that the Knight of Pentacles with the Octopus is saying that you're discovering kind of like your new boundaries, the home runs, right? Once you have those home runs, it's almost like you're setting a new level for yourself is really what I want to say. It's almost like you're like leveling up through having, taking those swings, those big swings, right? Trying to have a home run. And that's where your new level is going to be. But you have to kind of reach into darkness. Like an octopus has to reach its arms into dark crevices to get its food. And I feel like that's what you're doing here. Next, we're going to look at what unusual skill should you learn right now. And you have this Inner Peace card and this Wisdom card. So this could have to do with learning and exploring your own desires. I think that, number one, if you want love, not really a lot of love reading, there is a little bit of love here. I feel like asking for what you want is something that you really need to speak up with in relationships. Like maybe you're saying like, oh, it's going to be weird when I want to, tell my partner I want to lick their feet, right? But I think this is about, it's like, yeah, that might be a little bit weird, but most people are pretty freaking weird. So, it's like, does it really matter? Probably not. So whatever you're into, right? I'm not here to judge. So, again, I think this is about like speaking up in those moments, especially in love, so that not only can you get what you want, but they can get what they want as well. And I think that this is kind of like talking about kind of being unashamed or, I don't know what word I'm looking for here, but this is not just in love. I just wanted to make a feet joke. So there you go. I'm a Pisces, right? There you go. But what I would say here is I think this is about kind of like asking for things and learning how to ask for things. And that is a skill, right? So I think that would be a good skill for you to develop. You have the Two of Wands, the World, and the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, becoming more adventurous, doing things that you've never done before. Two of Wands is about kind of like leaving your comfort zone. He's standing at the top of this castle, and he's got the whole world in his hands. And he's kind of like looking out at this world in front of him, but he's not looking at this world that's right in his hands. So I feel like you have the whole world in your hands, clearly. You have the World card right here. And it's like saying you need to develop the skill of exploration, of being open to different ways of doing things, which I think is true for God. I can't believe I did that. But, why is this not cooperating? There we go. I think that for a lot of you that, this is about you needing to kind of like, get out into the world and just try new things. I think that is a skill. I also feel like kind of using two energies is going to be a skill for you. She's able to manifest like with her words, but she's also able to create worlds with her actions. She mixes the two together. So I feel for a lot of you that this could be about mixing like the spiritual world with the real world, or putting those two things together so you can be more successful. Next, you have the Page of Pentacles. I kind of am getting like learning what you need to learn. Maybe that's been an obstacle for you in the past, like learning the right things, or learning the things that create more success for you, or being able to learn a skill. It's like, maybe, I don't know, like what's popping into my head here, Taurus, I'm just going to say it, is like maybe you think you're too old to be able to figure out how to do something. And I feel like the Page of Pentacles is like saying, well, actually, you can learn something. People do it every single day. And I feel that you need to kind of like be willing to take the risk to learn a new skill that might take years to learn, right? And I think that this is talking about time as well. Like one of my favorite quotes, I think it's from Jim Rohn. He says, or it might be Brian Tracy. I can't remember, but one of them, Jim Rohn or Brian Tracy, says, I'm pretty sure it's Brian Tracy actually, who says, a lot of people say, oh, it's going to take me 5 years to do something. And he says, yeah, but in 5 years, it's going to have been 5 years anyway. So it's like, do you want to get to the end of the 5 years and have done nothing or something? And I feel like that's what the Page of Pentacles is saying. With the Two of Wands, yeah, you have the Queen of Wands. Being willing to be wrong. Again, more of this kind of like home run type of analogy here, like being willing to take a big risk where you're like really swinging the bat, but potentially being wrong. The Queen of Wands, she has to be bold and assertive. She's moving in a direction that most people do not. She's my card of learning as you go, and she also has to be unique. She normally has a black cat in front of her, and during the times of tarot, black cats were considered unlucky. And the whole point of the card is she doesn't care what people think. So again, there's more of that kind of that unashamed energy, or whatever word I'm looking for here. With the World card, you have the Queen of Cups. I thought you had the King of Cups, didn't you? Or am I making that up? I'm making that up. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Queen of Cups is about following your heart, which definitely could be another great skill for you to learn. I mean, every single reading you get the Queen of Cups with me, and I said it on the Empress as well. We get these very heart-based energies in your reading. It's like your heart is telling you to do something, and I feel like you need to follow your heart. With the Page of Pentacles, you have the Chariot. Yeah, being willing to adventure. Again, the Chariot is being unique. Again, like I said, I mean, Chariot is setting himself apart. He's normally leaving the city behind him, and so he is doing something that most people don't do in his life, and that could be anything in your life, but I think you need to like have some home runs to motivate you. Next, we're in the final row, we're going to look at what breakthrough are you closest to, but also farthest away from. A lot of times we have a breakthrough, it's right in front of our face, we just don't see it. And so you have this card that says conclusions are within reach. You also have this card that says expect a powerful change. So I feel like you're very close to having a home run, like this home run type energy, or this like big win. It could be a little scary. I'm wondering, also if you want love, I'm wondering if there is love kind of like right in front of you, but you're also kind of like fearing, what if I tell this person I'm in defeat? Or, what if I tell this person this, that, or the other thing? It's kind of like the fear of losing someone, but it's like you're not, I think this is about needing to live your truth and needing to realize that it's like if you don't express those things, or like whatever your desires are, or, maybe there's some sort of boundary as well. It's like maybe this person, maybe you're meeting a person and they kind of like do something that you don't like. This is about like speaking up about, about it, so that you can either end it before, sooner, right? I think we all need to be better breaker uppers. We all waste way too much time on things that aren't working because we're afraid we're going to lose a person, but you're just going to lose them anyway, right? Eventually, because there's going to be like hidden resentment because they don't let you lick their feet or whatever you're into, right? And I would say that this is saying, speak it up now, because number one, you're probably going to find out that this is going to be a home run. Number two, you're probably going to figure out, and if it doesn't work, then you're going to be able to move on to someone who's into that, right? You have the Eight of Cups, the Knight of Cups, and the Death card. The Eight of Cups is about walking away from things that no longer serve you. Definitely could be a conclusion that you're having. It's funny, this card is the only card in the tarot that has an eclipse on it, and this conclusions are within reach card says full moon eclipse. So you could be kind of eclipsing something out of your life, or removing something, or you've been thinking about removing yourself from a situation, and that could be a big breakthrough for you here, Taurus. I definitely feel that. You have the Knight of Cups. I do feel a little bit of love here, so again, if you want love, could be a knight in shining armor coming in for you. I also feel that there could be help. The horses in the tarot, especially the white horses, represent assistance. And you have two here, this and the death card. And I feel like there could be either a person or there could be someone who has a lot of, we see a lot of knowledge and wisdom in the reading. And there could be a person who has a lot of knowledge and wisdom who can help you. But this could be on any journey. This could be your business journey, your work journey, something like that. I feel like this has to do with perspective as well. So there could be a person that you are like learning from who has a different perspective on what it is that you're doing. And I feel like this perspective is really going to kind of give you wings. He has wings on his helmet there. And so I feel for a lot of you, there could be like a new perspective, a person you're learning from. You have this death card. The death card is a transformation or a change. I'm just trying to see like what's standing out to me here. I feel like the child is really standing out to me here. The child is the only person on the death card that is not afraid of the death rider. It kind of represents that children are excited by new beginnings or starting new things. Children are always excited by new stuff. They ask a lot of questions as well. So I feel like embracing that kind of like childlike energy will be very beneficial for you here. So I really, really like to see that. But let's see. With the Eight of Cups, you have the Two of Swords. Two of Swords, like this or that thinking. And there is something here about not settling, right? So I feel this is really saying no settling in a situation. It's almost like you're afraid to lose something if you don't settle. But I also feel like that's the wrong way to look at it. So I feel this is saying by you not settling and walking away from something that isn't right, the breakthrough is you're walking towards something that is right. With the Knight of Cups, you have the Seven of Swords here, which you have like twice at least. Yes, twice. So the Seven of Swords can be lying, cheating, stealing, but really it's a card of tactics. And again, I got something here about like a person almost giving you wings, literally, with that Knight of Cups. And I feel like kind of like Red Bull, right? And I feel like the Seven of Swords is saying that there's a person who knows like another way of doing things that you do in your life. And, kind of by like, embracing other things or other ways of doing things, being tactical, that's where the success is going to come from for you. With the Death card, you have the Ten of Wands. Yeah, Ten of Wands is carrying a heavy burden. Maybe that's what you're done with, right? You're releasing heavy burdens right here. And you're no longer willing to kind of, carry all the weight of a situation. There's something about self-sacrifice here I'm getting as well. So, like, definitely no self-sacrificing. But this is a really good reading here, Taurus. I like where it's going. Definitely home run. So, love that. Take those swings, right? Those big swings. And I think you'll be very happy. So, thank you for being here. If you have any weird questions that you want me to answer in future, if you have any ridiculous questions, put them down below because I want to do this again. Also, let me know how you feel about this type of reading. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.